by looking at you, right? Hello, Nady, Luis Fernando, Jorge Eduardo, Kevin, and Freddy. Nice to have you here, Grace, from the very beginning. Well, so I don't know what's going on with your partners, no sé qué pasa con sus compañeros, pero están perdiendo clases importantísimas, ¿no? Bien, so now we're going to start. So I want to know if you remember what did we talk about last class. ¿Se acuerdan de qué hablamos la anterior clase? ¿Qué me dice Freddy? What did we talk about? ¿De qué hablamos? ¿Qué vimos más o menos?
¿Cómo hacer las preguntas?
Exactly, how to make questions. How important is to make questions correctly, right? ¿Qué tan importante es hacer las preguntas correctamente? Exactly, so, well, I hope that this week you can get your book. Espero que esta semana ya puedan tener su librito y así también no se acumulen sus actividades. Bien, now let's get started. Empecemos because we have a lot of practice for today. Great. So let me share my screen and let's get started. Y empecemos. Give me a second. Okay, all right. Well, so today we're going to continue making questions, great, because this is so important. But first, we're going to see, we're going to remember what we have checked last class, right? Vamos a ver un poquito lo que habíamos comentado la anterior clase, okay? So we saw the famous question words, right? Habíamos visto las palabras de pregunta, right? And we have a lot of them. And we saw how useful are them. So if I say who, I'm asking information about a person, right? If I asking when, about a situation, time, where, about a place. So this is essential to start making questions. Great. Entonces, para empezar a hacer preguntas, sí debo conocer all the questions words. That's why we practice last class, right? Hemos practicado la anterior clase y hemos reconocido y practicado nuevamente. Great. So now we are going to start with the book because here we have different situations, right? So, for example, can you help me, Fernando? Tell me, where are them here? Where are them? What's the situation here? Where are them? ¿Dónde están? Fer. Tell me.
I hear it. I hear.
Okay. So, a picture A. Where are they? ¿Dónde están?
The picture A. They are in a restaurant.
In a restaurant, in a cafe, could be, right? In a cafe, they are drinking a coffee, right? Definitely. So, but what do you think is the relationship between them? ¿Cuál es la relación? Are they friends, a couple?
They are friends.
Friends, could be. Okay. Help me with the picture B. And what about them? Are they a couple too? ¿Me parecen ser una pareja también?
Es okay. Como algo de negocio.
Okay, they are business people, okay. And okay, they are talking about something. Okay, great. And they are on the streets or maybe outside of an office, right? Puede ser también afuera de una oficina, could be. John, what about C? What is the context here? ¿Cuál es el contexto? John.
She she has a job.
Okay. Could be an interview, right? Could be an interview. Great. And he is the interviewer. She's the interviewer, sorry. Puede ser la entrevistadora, ¿no? And what about D?
They are in love.
Okay, also could be similar like this, or maybe they are just friends. So basically here I have the different situations. Interviewing someone for a job, going on a first date, talking to a good friend, meeting someone for the first time. Now we have to match this, and this is going to be done by let me see, Nady, please. Nady. Hello, Nady. Uy, estaba aquí, ya no está. Nady. So, what about Kevin? Any Kevin?
Who, teacher? Who?
Okay, perfect. So, can you help me matching these pictures with the situation? For example, where can you see someone that is interviewing for a job?
On the right, top right, maybe.
Yeah. Picture C, right? Yeah. What about going on a first date? Could be A or D.
D.
D could be, yeah. Now, talking to a good friend.
A.
A, definitely. And finally, meeting someone for the first time. Could be this, right? Yeah, definitely. Thank you. So now, I want you to think about these four situations. We are going to divide the class in 4 parts. Great. And every part of the class is going to think about what topics can we talk in this situation about, right? Acerca de qué temas se puede hablar cuando estamos en esta situación, okay? So, if you are on the group number 1, you are going to talk about topics at that interview, okay? En una entrevista. If you are group 2, you will talk about going on a first date. ¿De qué se puede hablar en la primera cita, no? La primera. Now, if you're in the group 3, talking to a good friend, what are the topics? What do you talk about when you are with a friend? ¿De qué hablan cuando están con unos amigos? About, I don't know, play, sports, about girls, about men. So I don't know. What do you talk about? 4, of course, the conversation that we can have when you met someone for the first time. Again, look at your name. Great. Look at your name. So you belong to that group. Great. You can guide yourself because of your numbers. Great. Se pueden guiar con esos numeritos. Así que si hay muchos Kevin, yo ya sé mi numerito. ¿No? Okay. So you have about a minute, no more than that, to think about what could be the topics. ¿De qué se puede hablar? About men, about job, about your personal information, I don't know. Think about. Okay. So now, please, from the group 1, John, tell me what could be the topics at that interview. ¿Qué pueden ser los temas de pregunta, de conversación en una entrevista, en un interview? John. Estaba por aquí, John.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, what can we talk about? ¿De qué podemos hablar en una entrevista?
uh, of this experience,
Experience at the job, yeah. What else?
the formation of study,
Okay, well, all your studies. Okay, yeah. Um, anyone from the group can add something? ¿Alguien del grupo quiere añadir algo? Nobody else? Nobody? An interview about your experience, about your education, and just that. Solo eso se pregunta en una entrevista. Okay. What about two? I want to listen to Raimundo, please. What can you talk about on your first day? Vamos a ver. Si una experiencia, ¿de qué se puede hablar en una primer cita? When you are with a girl. I don't know. Raimundo.
En una primera cita se podría hablar de los gustos, ¿no? De las parejas y también y básicamente eso, teacher.
Likes, dislikes. Okay, great. And just that. Yeah, could be. Nah. What about okay. Anyone else that can add to something to any other topic? ¿Alguien que quiera añadir algún tema más? ¿O solo de eso hablan en la primera cita? ¿O no hablan? Solo van a comer. A ver. Así que no tienen citas. Solo estudios. Okay, great. Now, what about group 3? I want someone from the group 3. What could be the topics here when you talk with a really good friend that you well know, that you know well, sorry. Help me please, I don't know, Michelle, Luis Fernando, Belén.
We can talk about mm, your day. Mm, how was your college?
Okay.
Mm, when are we going to drink beer?
Wait, okay, so you make plans, right? Okay, where are you going to hang out? Yeah, okay, great. That is an honest answer, right? Una respuesta muy sincera. Great. So, and what else? Who else can add something? ¿De qué más habla? About all your problems, about all the things that happen to you, right? About you make plans. Yeah. What else? ¿Solo eso? About your crush or I don't know. What about 4? Edson, Samara, Mayra. What do we talk with a person that we know at the beginning?
About occupation, maybe.
Yeah,
Age.
definitely. It depends, right? Because there are some women that don't like about that, right? That you ask her age. Hay alguna que no le gusta, la verdad. Okay, but mainly that, right? Occupation, okay, all of that. Thank you, thank you. So basically, here we have different topics like a name, age, nationality, languages, hobbies, recent events, skills and experience, personality, people you both know, and family. Entonces, aquí personas que ambos conocen, ¿no? Personas en común. Great. So now, if you think about skills and experience, what letter do you think it is about? Or where do you talk about that? ¿Dónde hablan de eso? Skills and experience. Lo acabamos de decir. Job could be, right? Interview. So let's listen, please. And you were here, you can tick. And let's see what do these people talk about. Great. So let's hear 3, 2, 1. Give me a second. I will share my screen with you. This. All right. Great. And now let's listen. So in that way you listen and you see the screen. Okay. All right.
Transcript 1.5, page 8,
And you listen, right?
exercise 2. Conversation E.
Hi, how are you doing?
Great, thanks. You know that squash club I was telling you about? Well, I meant to ask you, would you like to join?
Sure, why not? It would be good to do some exercise instead of watching so much TV. When do you play squash?
We usually meet every Thursday at 8.
Who do you play with?
Oh, lots of different people come, all ages. They're really nice. You'll like them.
Okay, I'll come. Thanks for asking. So tell me about your vacation last month.
Conversation F.
Do you have any useful experience for this job?
Yes, I was a supervisor at Lewis's department store for 2 years. And before that, I was the head waiter at a large coffee shop downtown. So I have lots of experience working with customers.
Okay, good. That will be very useful. And why do you want to work here?
Well, I really want to develop my skills, and I would enjoy the challenge of becoming your store manager. I think I have a lot to offer.
Good, good. Now, I'd like to ask you more about what you feel your leadership skills are that would fit into this job description.
Conversation G.
Hello, my name's Gabi. I don't think I've met you before.
No, I've just arrived. I'm Lars. I'm from Sweden.
Sweden? Wow, that's a long way away. So, how many languages do you speak? I mean English and,
Well, English and Swedish, of course, but also some Danish and Norwegian. What about you?
just Spanish and English. So, what are you doing here? Are you a student?
Yes, that's right.
So, what do you study?
Languages.
And the last one.
Conversation H.
So, what do you do in your free time?
I like going to the movies or listening to music.
Music? What kind of music do you like?
Mostly pop music, but I like some rock too.
Do you like going to concerts?
Yes, I guess.
How often do you go?
Oh, let me see. Once or twice a month, I suppose.
Maybe we could go to one together sometime.
Maybe. When were you thinking?
Okay, so now you're going to tell me if you understand the context, just that, right? For example, on which letter or which conversation does it talk about the interview? ¿En cuál se habla de la entrevista? The job interview. E, F, G, or H? No? Didn't
F.
you get that?
F.
F. Okay, thank you. That is. What about where did you met someone for the first time? ¿Y dónde se conoce a alguien por primera vez? E, G, or H?
G.
G. Okay, great. So now let's listen again because you have to understand other little details, right? All right. Now let's listen. Give me a second. Okay.
Great, thanks. You know that squash club I was...
Conversation E.
Hi, how are you doing?
Great, thanks. You know that squash club I was telling you about? Well, I meant to ask you, would you like to join?
Sure, why not? It would be good to do some exercise instead of watching so much TV. When do you play squash?
We usually meet every Thursday at 8.
Who do you play with?
Oh, lots of different people come, all ages. They're really nice. You'll like them.
Okay, I'll come. Thanks for asking. So tell me about your vacation.
Okay. So what are they talking about? What are the topics that they mention? Can you help me with that? Give me a second. Kevin David. Okay. Kevin David or David, sorry. Help me, which are the topics that you could tick here? ¿Cuáles podría tiquear aquí? Hmm? Si tiene dos, if you have two, just add, okay, so say it. No. Kevin David 1. Kevin David 2.
No tengo idea, teacher.
Okay, you were not listening. Okay, so maybe they talk about squash, and that is a game. So what could be that? ¿Qué podría ser eso? Squash and all of that. Who can tell me? ¿Quién me puede decir?
Hobbies.
Okay, hobbies, definitely. Okay, so and recent event could be right. Now let's continue with the other one.
Your vacation last.
Conversation F.
Do you have any useful experience for this job?
Yes. I was a supervisor at Lewis's department store for 2 years. And before that, I was the head waiter at a large coffee shop downtown. So I have lots of experience working with customers.
Okay, good. That will be very useful. And why do you want to work here?
Well, I really want to develop my skills, and I would enjoy the challenge of becoming your store manager. I think I have a lot to offer.
Good, good. Now, I'd like to ask you more about what you feel your leadership skills are that would fit into this job description.
Conversation G.
Hello, my name's Gabby. I don't think I've met you before.
No, I've just arrived. I'm Lars. I'm from Sweden.
Sweden? Wow, that's a long way away. So, how many languages do you speak? I mean English and,
Well, English and Swedish, of course, but also some Danish and Norwegian. What about you?
just Spanish and English. So, what are you doing here? Are you a student?
Yes, that's right.
So, what do you study?
Languages.
All right.
Conversation H.
So, what do you do in your free time?
I like going to the movies or listening to music.
Music? What kind of music do you like?
Mostly pop music, but I like some rock too.
Do you like going to concerts?
Yes, I guess.
How often do you go?
Oh, let me see. Once or twice a month, I suppose.
Maybe we could go to one together sometime.
Maybe. When were you thinking?
Okay, ese maybe no suena muy convencido, right? Okay, so when you talk about the interview, so basically you talk about skills and experience. That is obvious, but what else? ¿Qué más? Janet, what do you have to say? ¿Qué tiene para decir? G, when she asked, what did they mention? ¿Qué mencionaron? Jenny.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, what did you listen? ¿Qué escuchó? Dígame uno o dos los que tienen. No es necesario una respuesta súper perfecta, ¿no? Pero la idea es que sí participemos. Okay. What do you...
Language. Yes.
Okay. G. About the languages, the nationality, right? All of that. Great. And what about age? Anyone?
Hobbies.
Hobbies?
Exactly. Hobbies. Well, that was clear, right? Eso sí estuvo claro. The other one, not really, right? Okay, great. So now we're going to check what's going on because we didn't answer all of them. So yeah. We have hobbies also in the first one. Then we have skills and experience. In the conversation G, we have languages, but also name, right? Because she said, oh, hello, what's your name? I'm from this country. And basically the hobbies. Wonderful. So now what is really important is that you remember the answers of these questions, right? So we have, when do we play a squash? So what is the information that we need here? Si decimos when, what I am supposed to hear, or what do I expect to hear? Si digo, when do you play the squash? ¿Qué se supone que tengo que responder? Si me dicen when. ¿Qué vamos a responder si me preguntan un when? O cuando yo tenga que escuchar de nuevo, ¿qué es lo que tengo que escuchar exactamente? ¿Cómo juega? ¿El lugar donde juega? ¿O what? When?
About a date?
Exactly. Exactly, sorry. I expect to hear a day, a time, something, right? Something that is related with the time. Okay, if I say, who do you play with? What do I expect? ¿Qué es lo que voy a esperar escuchar? ¿Un lugar? No. What?
Names?
Names, people. They are going to mention people. Could be names or could be any other person, right? Okay, what about why? What do I expect to hear? ¿Qué espero escuchar como respuesta? When I say why? Uy, ¿se olvidaron? Why? Because I like it, because I consider that I am, I don't know, the best one. I don't know. Why? Si me preguntan why, ¿qué espero escuchar? Pues una razón. How many languages? I expect to hear a number. Are you a student? Well, I expect to hear un yes or not. What kind of music? Okay, so they are going to mention something in general. And do you like? Yes or no? How often? Well, the frequency of something, right? La frecuencia de algo. Y esto es clave, ¿ok? Esto es clave cuando ustedes tienen que hacer un listening. ¿Ya? Es por eso que es importante, it's really important that you really see the questions before listening. Why? Because you have to see what is the exact information that you need. You can add details, it's good, that, but you have to answer specifically that. Great. So, ahora que ya sabemos, now that we know what do we expect, so let's take notes, okay? let's take notes of the answers. Tomemos notas de las respuestas. So, you can take a piece of paper with you. You can write number 1 and the time. Number who and the person that they mentioned. Why? A short reason. How many? The number. Okay? I want you to do that. Take your piece of paper and let's listen for the last time. Escuchemos por última vez este audio. 3, 2, 1, answer.
Transcript 1.5, page 8, exercise 2. Conversation E.
Hi, how are you doing?
Great, thanks. You know that squash club I was telling you about? Well, I meant to ask you, would you like to join?
Sure, why not? It would be good to do some exercise instead of watching so much TV. When do you play squash?
We usually meet every Thursday at 8.
Who do you play with?
Oh, lots of different people come, all ages. They're really nice. You'll like them.
Okay, I'll come. Thanks for asking. So tell me about your vacation last month.
Conversation F.
Do you have any useful experience for this job?
Yes. I was a supervisor at Lewis's department store for 2 years. And before that, I was the head waiter at a large coffee shop downtown. So I have lots of experience working with customers.
Okay, good. That will be very useful. And why do you want to work here?
Well, I really want to develop my skills, and I would enjoy the challenge of becoming your store manager. I think I have a lot to offer.
Good, good. Now, I'd like to ask you more about what you feel your leadership skills are that would fit into this job description.
Conversation G.
Hello, my name's Gabi. I don't think I've met you before.
No, I've just arrived. I'm Lars. I'm from Sweden.
Sweden? Wow, that's a long way away. So, how many languages do you speak? I mean English and,
Well, English and Swedish, of course, but also some Danish and Norwegian. What about you?
just Spanish and English. So, what are you doing here? Are you a student?
Yes, that's right.
So, what do you study?
Languages.
Conversation H.
So, what do you do in your free time?
I like going to the movies or listening to music.
Music? What kind of music do you like?
Mostly pop music, but I like some rock too.
Do you like going to concerts?
Yes, I guess.
How often do you go?
Oh, let me see. Once or twice a month, I suppose.
Maybe we could go to one together sometime.
Maybe. When were you thinking?
Okay. So I also show you, because it's the last time that we're going to listen this. Do you have any special doubt about a expression or a word that you haven't seen before? Tell me. Algo que le llamó la atención, no sé, una mínima expresión. Anything? Porque siempre hay, ¿no? I know that sometimes there is just a word that you don't understand and it's quite difficult to understand the idea, right? But not? Well, all right. So now I need some students that are going to answer this in your own words, but including the information, okay? No tiene que estar tan exacta, pero sí, tienen que incluir la información. Bien. Number 1 and 2 for, give me a second, number 1 and 2 for Fabiola. Hello, Fabiola, are you new? Yes, is this your first class, right?
Hello, teacher. Yes.
Okay, so welcome to my class, Fabiola. It's the first time that I see your name, so that's why I'm asking. Okay, Fabi, welcome. Fabiola. So, you have to write me, please. Okay, we already have a WhatsApp group. Tenemos ya un grupo de WhatsApp. Así que mándeme un mensajito y la voy a agregar. Le voy a pasar el link. Ok.
Okay, teacher.
Ok, para que cuando les envíe tarea por ahí o les notifique que hay tarea por ahí, también puedan mandármelo. Ok. Ahorita no tengo el link todavía, pero ok. Me mandan mensajito a ese número. Bien. Ok. Oh, okay, Nady. I didn't read your message. Great. So, Fabiola, anyway, can you tell me please these two questions? When do you play squash? They mentioned something. Mencionaron algo. Every. ¿Qué dijeron? Every. Who can tell me? Ya, a ver, José Luis. José Luis, when? José Luis. You are the only José Luis, by the way. José Luis 3, José Luis 2, José Luis Ramos 3. Ok. Me dejó en visto en pleno 21F. No. Luana. I haven't seen the name too. Okay. We have new students. Great. So, Raúl, answer to me. Como les dije, chicos, ya vamos a hacer una pequeña pausa. A mí no me importa que sus respuestas estén 100% correctas. ¿Ya? Lo que me importa es que no me dejen en visto, porque esto hace que la clase se sienta rara, ¿no? Entonces, todos estamos a la expectativa de que alguien hable y se va el tiempo. Y entonces, esperar eso, perder el tiempo así, hace que se haga pesada la clase, que me aburra, que no avancemos bien, que nos tardemos más. Entonces, no hace que todo fluya. Bien, así que respóndanme. Si no lo tienen, pues díganme, no lo tengo, pero respóndanme así yo paso a otro estudiante de esa forma. Bien, y como les dije, 3 veces les voy a nombrarlos. Si no me responden esas 3 veces, paso a otro estudiante. Pero la idea no es que me calle y yo pase de estudiante a estudiante a estudiante, ¿ya? Sino que sí respondan. No sé cómo eran sus anteriores clases, pero conmigo hay mucha participación. Es dinámico esto, ya todos tienen que participar en alguna parte. Así que tenemos que estar atentos a nuestro micrófono, ¿bien? Para poder responder. Atentos a lo que estamos haciendo para que no esté perdido y diga, uy, ¿qué hay que hacer? ¿Tengo que responder? ¿Tengo que hacer qué? ¿Bien? Tenemos que seguir el flow y todos aportar para que esta clase sí sea diferente. Esa es la idea, ¿no? Que no sea una clase donde solo yo hable, sino todos tienen que hablar. ¿Bien? Ok, excelente. Now, when I say when, vamos a hacerlo a lo voluntario. Bien. When do we play? ¿Qué escucharon?
Every Thursday, day.
Every Thursday, right? Every Thursday, exactly. Now, if I say who, nobody else, nadie más aparte de de Fernando. No. Who? They say people for different parts. Okay, people. Now, why? What was the reason? ¿Cuál fue la razón?
I want to develop my skills.
Exactly, develop my skills. Thank you, Kevin. Exactly, ¿no? El desarrollar todas mis habilidades, ¿no? Perfect, that is skills. Now, what about 4? How many languages? Who did get it? ¿Quién pudo anotar eso? How many languages?
Two, English and Swedish.
Okay, Swedish, right? Exactly. So, Swedish, sorry. They didn't mention a number, but they mentioned the languages, right? Entonces, no mencioné un número, pero sí los idiomas, ¿no? Now, are you a student? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of music?
Pop music?
Pop music, thank you. And do you like going to concerts? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, and finally, how often? The frequency. No?
Once
Always
or
first
twice
time.
for a month.
Okay, once or twice a month. Entonces, una o dos veces al mes. Okay, perfect. So that is, right? I know that some of us have troubles with this, with listening. I know that. Sé que algunos, por más que quieran, no le entienden muy bien. Sí, pasa. Hay todo tipo de estudiantes, ¿no? Vamos a seguir practicando para fortalecer su listening también, ¿ok? No problem. But if I answer 1 or 2 questions, I have to share it, right? Si yo no pude hacer todo, pero respondí 2, igual tengo que compartirlas. ¿Bien? Okay. So now, last class we talked about questions, right? And if you remember, and I really appreciate those students that did the assignment, porque eso también es algo que estoy viendo que no hay la responsabilidad de hacer las asignaciones, la responsabilidad con su propia enseñanza, ¿ya? ¿Por qué? Porque no están siendo responsables con ustedes mismos. Lo que yo les pido no es solo para complacerme, sino para que ustedes practiquen y desarrollen habilidades en diferentes ámbitos. Bien, entonces, ¿qué he notado? Que algunos estudiantes sí están haciendo las cosas y normalmente son los mismos, ¿ya? Los mismos en Padlet, los mismos en la tarea que asigné, ¿ya? Y el resto simplemente creo que está diciendo voy a ponerle más ganas a mis otras materias y esto no, esto es extra. Es importante, ¿ya? Porque he conocido muchos, incluso yo enseño, vamos a hablar un poco. Necesito que sí entiendan la importancia del inglés, ¿ya? Porque algunos no les están dando la importancia al inglés, ¿ya? No saben la cantidad de profesionales a los que yo enseño. Y ellos vienen así como que frustrados porque no pueden tener el trabajo que quisieran. Ay, mi cámara, no, me olvidé que estaba apagada. No pueden conseguir ciertos trabajos, no pueden aplicar a ciertas becas, no pueden hacer maestrías en otros lugares porque no saben inglés, ¿ya? Y ya cuando trabajan, porque ya no solo estudian, trabajan, el tiempo es más limitado. Y aún así ellos están 24/7 así con actividades, su familia, inglés. Y se arrepienten de no haber aprovechado el tiempo cuando tenían más tiempo. Bien. Ahora, igual tengo personas que quieren aplicar a trabajos a otros lugares y la única barrera fue el inglés, ¿ya? Ingenieros petroleros que están pasando clases intensivas conmigo porque sí necesitan aplicar a eso, ¿ya? Entonces, sé que algunos lo ven como que, bueno, me están obligando a hacer esto, ¿ya? Pero ustedes tienen que reaccionar y ser conscientes. ¿Puedo hablar? ¿Puedo hablar? ¿Me sale la pronunciación? ¿Estoy preparada? La respuesta es que tal vez no, por eso estamos aquí. Estamos en proceso. Pero si yo no voy haciendo o uniendo esas partes para mi enseñanza, pues solamente prepararme para un examen no me va a servir de nada. No voy a conseguir un B1. si solamente estudio para un examen. Bien, todo es un proceso, necesita su tiempo. Hay pequeñas cositas que hay que practicar para aprenderlas o simplemente para darse cuenta que no estoy tan bien en esa área, que es ahí donde tengo que practicar más. Bien, así que los insto a que si tienen algunos compañeritos de alguna materia que estén aquí, le digan, ¿no? que no se falten, que no se falten y que traten de hacer estas cosas que son prácticas. Lo que hagamos en Padlet es práctica neta, ¿ya? Entonces, hay workbook, hay esas cosas, pero yo lo que quiero es que ustedes sí puedan producir, ¿ya? Entonces, yo me considero una docente muy diferente, ¿ya? Que quiere que sus estudiantes de verdad aprendan, pero necesitan poner de su parte. ¿Bien? Ok, y puntualidad. Sé que algunos tienen actividades X y todo eso, pero aún así siempre tratan de estar aquí. Y otros que simplemente, no sé, por almorzar, por ir a dormir, no entran. Bien, soy chévere. Pueden ver que siempre trato de tener una buena actitud, pero no regalo ningún punto, ¿ya? Ni un punto. Entonces, si por un punto les toca repetir el semestre, lo van a repetir. En los exámenes, no, 1 o 2% sacan nota perfecta. Siempre hay alguien que se equivoca en algún vocabulario o en algo, ¿no? En el speaking, igual. Ya, así que no se confíen demasiado. ¿Ok? Bien. Y ya que estamos hablando del tema, igual aprovecho para decirles acerca de la falta, ¿ya? Tenemos que sí o sí reportar cómo es su disciplina, ¿ya? Ahora, el de por sí, que nadie me encienda su cámara, ya va apuntado a la disciplina, ¿bien? Será virtual la clase, pero necesitamos tener interacción en ciertos momentos. Cuando esté explicando algo yo, pueden apagarlo por un momento, pero cuando hay interacción, tienen que encender su cámara. No es algo que ustedes tienen que escoger si lo hago o no lo hago, se debe hacer. ¿Ya? El tema de la asistencia. 3 asistencias no hay, entonces simplemente reporte. Todo se reporte en disciplina. Entonces no sé cómo va a quedar su disciplina, posiblemente puedo fregarles todo, ¿ya? Así que tratemos de colaborar también. ¿Ok? Tomémosle la seriedad, seamos también, pongámosle disciplina a nuestro aprendizaje. ¿Ok? Tómenle la importancia. Pareciera que fuese la materia a la que menos importancia se le puede dar, pero después de que salgan profesionales van a ver que es lo que más van a requerir. ¿Bien? Ok. Sigamos. Vamos porque precisamente eso vi o noté al ver que todos los estudiantes que tengo, estos son los que más participan en clase, son los que realizan las actividades y son los que hacen la tarea también, ¿ya? Porque igual la lectura que envié, pocos lo hicieron, ¿ya? Así que recapaciten y hagan algo por ustedes, no por mí, por ustedes. Bien, okay, entonces, last class we have checked how important is to create questions and not just follow the same order of English, of Spanish, sorry. Great. We have to be conscious, okay, about that. Tenemos que ser conscientes de eso. ¿Por qué? Porque yo puedo ponerlo de 1001 formas en español, pero en inglés it has its own order. Okay. Where are Pepe Lupita? Perfect. Is your friend working? Okay. We work every day afternoon. So here We work every day afternoon. Estaría diciendo nosotros trabajar cada tarde. Bien, ¿qué necesito para que este verbo se conjugue? Necesito un auxiliar en las preguntas. Right? So, I'm not going to say we work. Do we work? Porque si no, dice nosotros trabajar. No nosotros trabajamos. Okay, so this is so important. That's why we are going to start practicing that. Okay, give me a second. Let me show you this. Vamos a hacer una práctica que yo hago con elementary also. But what I know is that you end this course and that you have the knowledge, right? Que tengan conocimiento, no solo pasar por pasar. Tenemos que acostumbrarnos a cambiar esa mente, ¿no? De pasar con 51 y ya no importa, pasé, tengo mi título. Pero bueno, si no hay el conocimiento, cuando me toca hablar con una persona, se va a notar. Ok. Bien. So, what we are going to do at this moment is to, oh, come on, what is that? Give me a second, please. I have a lot of activities here, but okay, give me a second. All right. Oh, come on, it's here. Sorry. What I want you to do right now is that you practice with your pair. Okay, van a practicar con su pareja, and you will create the two kinds of questions. Great questions in present simple and in the present. The previous classes we have talked about that, right? Hemos hablado de eso. So, come on. No. What you are going to do is to create this as sentences, but also as questions. I want you to realize the order, ¿ok? Quiero que ese orden de cómo crear mis oraciones no quede solo en teoría, sino que yo pueda manejarlo. I have to handle all of this, right? So, give me a second. Now, we are conscious that we say, I work, she works, with me, she, okay. We know the order. We know that in the negative, we need two auxiliaries, do or does, plus not. Don't or doesn't. I don't work, no trabajo. She doesn't work, ella no trabaja. Si yo le pongo simplemente she not work, dice ella no trabajar. No está conjugado el verbo. He ahí la importancia de esto. Now, does she work? Do I work? Do they work? We know this order. Now, in the present continuous, I need the verb to be. I am working. You are working. She is working. Negative plus not, and in question, we place the verb to be at the beginning. Am I working? Are you working? Is she working? We already know that. So now let's put this into practice. You will create the three kind of questions or the three kind of sentences, please, for this. Come on, this little chart. Okay. So what I'm going to do. ¿Qué voy a hacer entonces? Tengo mi sujeto, my subject, and my verb. We work. I have to create this into the affirmative, negative, and question in the present simple and then in the present continuous. ¿Ok? Bien. Esto lo vamos a hacer oral simplemente. Don't worry about writing or something like that. It's just that you have to know this. Give me a second. Okay. No, all right. Okay, so if I say we work in affirmative, quedaría igual. We work in a factory. Present simple. Si quiero decir nosotros no trabajamos, ¿cómo quedaría?
We don't.
We don't work. Entonces, en ese espacio le añadimos el we don't work. If it's question, si tiene que convertirse en pregunta.
Do we work?
Do we work? Eso es lo que quiero que hagan. De las tres formas. Affirmative, negative, and question. We work in a factory. We don't work in a factory. Do we work in a factory? The three forms of that. Now, for example, here, this is for the other student. Esto ya le tocaría al siguiente, ¿no? He. Quiero decir, él tiene un trabajo interesante. ¿Cómo quedaría? He have.
He has, teacher.
Okay, so what we have to be careful with is with the third person, right? Entonces, afirmativo en primera persona no nos afecta en nada. We work. No cambio el verbo. But if it's the third person, we have to make some changes. He has an interesting job. Negative. He hasn't. Tell me. He hasn't estaría bien. Si digo él no tiene un trabajo interesante.
He doesn't have.
Auxiliary that I need is does. Negative doesn't. Okay. He doesn't have an interesting job. Now, if I say a question, the same into a question. ¿Cómo quedaría como pregunta?
Does?
Complete, please.
Does he have an interesting job?
Perfect, that is. Does he have? Okay, all right, so this is what you have to do, great? And then in the other one, you will create the questions in the present continuous, okay? Y ya luego me voy a crear el otro, in the present continuous. Okay, for example, we like our jobs. ¿Puedo decir we are liking? ¿Qué me dice? We are liking.
Noted.
Es a stative verb. Entonces simplemente va a quedar, do we like our jobs? Now, are you knowing? No. Simplemente, do you know? Así que primero lo van a hacer todo en presente simple, pero con este juego. We work, we don't work, do we work? He has, he doesn't have, does he have? This restaurant, si ya estoy hablando de un restaurante, digo the restaurant serve o the restaurant serves.
Serves.
Serves. Negative. This restaurant doesn't serve. Doesn't serve. Ahí queda. Y si es pregunta, does this restaurant serve Italian food? Play with this. Play with this. And if you have doubts about any sentence that you will create, let me know. One for you, one for your partner, one for you, one for your partner, and like that. Okay? The image is in the WhatsApp group. Great. So get in and start practicing. Okay? Ingresen y ahí van a tener la imagen. Now give me a sec. I will create the groups. Vamos a empezar desde esto, de esencial. Porque the problem is that we omit the auxiliaries. So let's go step by step. Great. 3, 2, 1. Getting. Give me a second. Now, how many are we? Okay, 20. So let's create different rooms. Let's get in. All right. Okay, please download the image. Okay, and those ones that are not here, please send me the message right now. Okay, me envían el mensaje ahorita mismo para poder añadirlos. Okay. Give me a second. No. Come on. Sorry, this takes me some minutes. I have to add students to the groups, okay? No. Great. Okay. Bien. Si su compañero no le responde, también me avisa. Okay? Because all of us have to work. No. Un mundo tarda en abrirse estas salas. Do you used to do that? ¿Solían hacer estas salas o no? Tell me.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so now get in, please. Get in and take turns, okay? Ingresen y tomen turnos. We have for this just about 5 minutes, something like that. It's just to remember, okay? Es solo para recordar. Get in. Ingresen. All right. The image is in the group. Okay.
Teacher.
Okay. So yes, it's quite difficult because some of you have problems with the internet, right? Also, also my internet is not so good at this time. I don't know why. But the problem is that when you are on a room with your partner, and one of you just get out, it's like we have troubles, right? We had troubles because I have to assign again, so you cannot practice correctly. So we have to be conscious that this is the class time and that we have to practice. Great. Now, the idea was just for you to take this into account, right? Era para que lo tomen en cuenta. Porque algunos vi que aún dudaban, ¿no? Uy, ¿le pongo tú o le pongo das? Right? What is the one that I have to add? Right? So that's why I ask you to practice from the very beginning, right? Para no dar por hecho que ya saben ciertas cosas y luego resulte que no. Okay, so that's why we started with that. But now we are going to focus on something that we didn't check last class. We said that we have two kind of questions. Do you remember them? ¿Cuáles eran esos dos tipos de oraciones? Open questions and closed questions, right? Closed questions, we answer with yes or no. Open questions, you give extra information, right? Damos información extra, sí o sí, no hay donde perderse. Now, if you know how to create this, the information that you need, if you know what auxiliary do you have to use, si saben qué auxiliar usarlo, qué auxiliar usar si do or does, si saben que a veces voy a usar el is or are y lo distingo, making questions is not going to be difficult. But if I still have problems with that, yeah, we need more practice. Now, here ask me if you have a question, right? Si tuvieron una duda existencial acerca de estas preguntas. Tell me. For example, I know that you didn't finish, I know that. But for example, what would be the question for I be a sales clerk? ¿Cómo quedaría la pregunta? Do I be a sales clerk? Is that okay? Do I be? ¿Puedo decir eso?
Do you?
Okay. Do you be?
Am
That?
I be a sales clerk?
An I be or an I?
An I, teacher.
Exactly. Okay, so wonderful. It's important that you don't get confused with this. Because in most of the exams, you are going to include the verb be. ¿Ya? En muchos exámenes ustedes van a tener un verbo be en paréntesis. ¿Ya? Pero ese verbo en paréntesis yo no le voy a poner con do o con does. We know from the very beginning that the verb to be has three forms. Am, is, are. So I have to see just the person, right? If I say I am. If it's he is. They are. But if it's a question, am I a sales clerk? Am I a sales clerk? Si ustedes lo detectaron, pues van bien. Si no, hay ciertos problemitas. What about my country? Be famous. ¿Qué forma del verbo to be necesito? My country.
Country is famous.
Is famous. And if it's question, y si es pregunta.
Is my country famous?
Perfect. That is. Now, you and your sister. Do you and your sister watch a lot of movies? Tim and Liz. Es una mujer y un hombre. Le pongo entonces das. Das Liz, porque luego viene Liz y Liz es una mujer. Do I have to put das?
Do, teacher.
Yeah, because we are talking about two people, Liz and Tim. Okay, be careful with that. Now, just to remember. Now we have this practice, right, that is really important and that I will give you as a little homework, right? Because you will try to create your questions for these answers. These are short answers. Son preguntas muy cortas, but they need a question. Great. If I say at 7 a.m. At 7 a.m. I am giving a time. So, which of these am I going to use as a question? ¿Cuál voy a usar como pregunta entonces? Si lo que estoy dando es una hora en mi información. Para empezar, just to start.
When?
When. Now, I can create, invent another activity. ¿A qué hora empieza tu clase? What will be?
What time?
It's different, right? If we give exactly the time, what time does your class start? Now, if I say when do you have classes? On morning at 7 a.m. or at 7 a.m. every morning. It could be. Ya, tenemos dos opciones, pero principalmente what time? All right, okay. If I say in London, it's a place. So who can invent a question for this answer? In London.
Where do you live?
Where do you live? I live in London. Where is your mother? She's in London. Okay, so you have to create questions and they have to make sense. Now, here I have something important. Here says with her parents. Ahora yo quiero preguntar ¿con quién vive?
How?
Ya, pero la pregunta ¿con quién? No va a ser who with does she live, sino who does she live with. Okay, so this is really important that you know that we need to be careful with the prepositions, right? Tenemos que tener cuidado con las preposiciones because they are going to come at the end in the questions. ¿Ya? Van al final, siempre y cuando afecten el significado de esto. Yo ya sé que who es quién, pero cuando yo quiero decir con quién, ok, esto está afectando mi significado. I'm going to include it at the end. So you have all the question words. You have the prepositions like a for, to, in, with, from, about, for, at, on, we have a lot of them. Now, you have to place it at the end, right? If I say, who did she eat breakfast with? Aquí estoy diciendo prácticamente, ¿con quién? Con quién, pero estoy diciendo quién y después al final con. Yeah. This doesn't have, well, I don't know, it's not logical, right? But it's in this way, right? The same. Where are they coming from? El significado de where is, what is the meaning of where? ¿Cuál es el significado de where? ¿Dónde? Pero ahora yo no solo digo dónde, sino de dónde. Afecté mi significado principal. Entonces, eso lo incluyo al final. Where are they coming from? Now, if I say, which stamp was he looking for? Okay, looking for, igual, al final. Now, if I say, what does he want to talk about? What es qué. Pero ahora quiero decir acerca de qué o de qué. Voy a cambiar este significado. That's why I need that preposition, but I have to place it at the end. Great, important. This is really important. Okay, so be careful with this because that could change. That could change the order of your questions. Okay, who are you looking for? ¿A dónde vas a ir? Where are you going to go to? Okay, in this way. But next class, we are going to practice this. This is going to be the last part of this lesson. We are taking our time. Estamos tomando nuestro tiempo. Because I say, I really want that you do this in a correctly way. Great. So next class, we're going to finish. I will send you this image. And you have to create questions for these answers that we have, okay? Van a crear preguntas, bien? But not for all of them. I know that you have another homework and all of that. So you will create just a line, okay? Choose a line. Escojan una línea. De todas estas que les voy a enviar, escojan una línea, okay? This one, or I don't know, whichever, la que ustedes quieran. But create questions for all of these answers, right? Entonces, si yo tengo esta línea, escojo esta línea, voy a crear preguntas para toda esa línea. Okay, and you will do that on Padlet. And your answers or your questions could be similar, but they don't have to be the same, right? Entonces, si yo voy a subir mi tareita y mi otro compañero ya puso la misma pregunta, pues no me sirve. Tengo que cambiarle algo. The verb or the subject, I don't know, whatever. Great. So just that, and because of the time, we're going to stop here. Great. Is anyone in the group? I really want to know that because I will send you some links, a lot of things, and you have to be in the group. Is there anyone that is not in the group? ¿Alguien más que no está en el grupo? Edson, que era nuevo, ¿ya está en el grupo?
Sí, teacher, la primera clase al parecer estaba revisando el video, había enviado un link y por medio de eso ingresé.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so what about the rest of the class? Okay, great. We are going to stop here because it's time you have another activities. Tomorrow be on time, okay? Be on time. We're going to start from the very beginning with the questions, and then we'll continue. Okay? Thank you for being here, my dear students. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Take care. Cuídense. Bye-bye. See you.
Bye, teacher.
Bye-bye.